Back in 2017, a movie from Thailand called Net I Die was released. Now, it was about an influencer who kills herself on a live stream after she gets this sponsorship from a startup cosmetics company. Now, that movie was worse than bad, but at least it had an excuse. It was one of the first movies of its kind where it used influencers or streamers as the main characters. And it didn't really understand that we, the audience, don't like influencers. We don't care about them. And quite frankly, if they die, we're all better off. 6 years later, Korea never got the memo. So they decided that this pile of shit movie that we're about to look at, a movie that combines the worst people in the world with the worst horror format in the world, was worthy enough for release. And you wonder why I think Korean horror movies have gone to the dogs. Hi, I'm the Artie Dance from both the Asian Film Fans and the Artie Dance YouTube channels, and welcome to this terrible review of the 2023 Korean found footage live stream haunted house horror movie, Streamers. Now let's check out what this is about. 5 of the worst humans in the world, of who the movie loosely describes as streamers and influencers, gather out front of a location where another streamer supposedly saw a ghost and went missing. Thinking it's a prank, the leader of the group leads this motley crew, which includes a spiritual believer, a dumb girl known for her costume changes, another girl who always threatens to get nude on stream, and a third guy who is so useless no one really knows what he's doing there, into the location to live stream their investigation. These 5 annoying clowns head into the building and start randomly screaming at both themselves and things that occur in the background that are supposed to be scary, as they start to somehow put the pieces of the mystery together and work out both the history of the location they're in and the whereabouts of the missing streamer. Whether you make it all the way to the end to discover these answers with them will depend on your tolerance level of utter stupidity. I don't think I'm being harsh. And if you've seen this movie, you'll agree with me that I'm not being harsh. And in fact, the person who he didn't recommend the movie. He just said, "Hey Dan, I've got this movie. Would you like to watch it?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." He said to me beforehand, "This is terrible. You're going to hate it." I like stupid movies like that. So I thought, yeah, I'll give it a shot. He wasn't wrong. Now, this whole movie is set in the current time, 2023. And they're using mobile phones as cameras. So my first question and my first issue is, why are there analog VHS glitches in the picture along with the usual digital style pixelation and all those annoying pauses in the video that are supposed to emulate network buffering? Who is the idiot who decided to mix both glitches together and think it was a great idea and also think that no one would notice? Now, benefit of the doubt, I think I can explain the VHS glitching a little bit better than the movie can, though the movie never bothered to try and explain it. And that's because the ghost that haunts everyone is from 1988. And, that was when we had VHS. The problem with that, if that's the reason, is that there's no reference to VHS in the film at all. So why are they using that glitching style? It is just confusing and makes no sense. Now, I'm going to pop up a few examples of what those glitches look like for you to have a look at yourself. Now, another issue that I have with the film, many issues with the film, but another one that stood out very strongly, was that the 5 of them are supposed to be live streaming at the same time. So that means they're streaming to their own separate channels. And instead of one centralized location that then takes their signal and broadcasts it out. So think of something like Gonjam Haunted Asylum, where they were all had separate cameras that were all feeding back to the director in the tent, who was then broadcasting, or if you know the ending of Gonjam, he wasn't broadcasting anything, but he was broadcasting a mixture of what was happening, or a directed version of what was happening out to the wider audience. So what this does is it adds a level of confusion, because we get annoying aspect ratio changes. And I understand young people love watching things in portrait, and it makes no sense to me, but there's a lot of that. We get changes in video quality. And then as the audience, I lose the point of the film. I lose where I'm supposed to follow, which character I'm supposed to follow. There's no central character in the film that we're supposed to focus on in the movie. Thus, there's no central character that the streams focus on. So then you end up with a question at the end when you watch the whole film and you think, okay, so what's actually happened here? Has someone grabbed the 5 individual streams and then edited it together to make a movie? Is that what I'm supposed to believe that they've done with this film? It's stupid. And I don't buy that for a second. Now, every single character, and that includes the ghost and the policeman, are annoying. There is no one here to connect with, and no one for the audience to cheer for. They're all loathsome. Every single character in this film is loathsome. And that's, it starts pretty early on. And you get, the idiot girl who thinks that the first ever Olympic Games were in Korea, in Seoul in 1988. And then you've got the other girl in the film whose emotions change randomly mid-sentence. She can go from being semi-pleasant to a fruitcake by the end of the sentence that she delivers. And then you've got this other character, this other male character who makes utter sense, I should say. Sorry, in the film. He is weak. And he appears to be the kind of person who's scared of his own shadow. And what that does, or what it left me with, was anxiously waiting for the second half of the movie where I was praying that the culling of the cast would begin. And, I'm not going to give you any spoilers on that one, but let's just say I wasn't too disappointed. Now, the ghost, and by all extensions, all the other scary scenes in the film, would have actually been exciting, would have actually been creepy, if the idiots in the film didn't scream at each other every 5 seconds. Now, I understand that the bat scene at the start, that's a nice little red herring, and I don't mind that. That was good, right? That gets you into a bit of tension. But every other scene of screaming just makes no sense at all. And so what happens is, as the audience, as the viewer, you get scream fatigue, right? You just know that, they're screaming again. What the fuck are they screaming about? And that's not a way to enjoy a horror film. So we're so sick to death of hearing them screaming that when something legitimately creepy happens on the screen, and there are a couple legitimately creepy bits, such as when the ghost comes out of the room in the hallway. There's a bit where the camera's face down in the hallway and the ghost kind of creeps out. And the little girl in the incinerator room. They could have been creepy scenes had it not have been for all the screaming that happens in the film. And so thus, those scenes have zero effect on the audience. Because by that stage, you just don't care. This movie could have benefited. I'm not going to say it would have benefited because I don't know if there was any way to save this film. It could have benefited by picking one style rather than going for several. So as I said in the intro, it's a found footage live stream style movie set in a haunted location. So 2 out of those 3 would have been enough. And if it was me, I would have ditched the whole live streaming element. Even though I hate found footage, I think it's the lesser of the 2 evils. I would have written better characters that are far more likable, far more relatable with the audience to connect with. And then made a film that focuses on the ghost in the location and perhaps the reason why they're there to investigate the ghost. Right? Maybe change it from a live streamer to their friend goes missing. And so they go in with a couple of cameras to investigate. That would have been really good. That movie's been done before. I'm pretty sure it has. But, we could have had a different take on it. And I don't know, the last thing is I don't understand the constant need throughout the film for everyone to just be bickering with each other. It gets tiresome. And I realize that right now I'm having one of those, old man yells at clouds moments, right? But honestly, there's no redeeming qualities in this film at all. And the things that should be kind of impressive, such as the ghost makeup or the actual story, are lost due to all the mess around it with the film. And that mess is the characters, the bickering, just the constant screaming. So all up, I hate this film. And I'm really starting to hate Korean horror films. This is a pile of shit. And I'm sorry to say this. And if you enjoyed this film, I think you need to go see a doctor right now. Go. Put the phone down. Turn the TV off. Go see the doctor and say, "Hi, doc. I liked the 2023 Korean horror film Streamer." And he'll probably commit you straight away. Or she will commit you straight away. Using the great horror or stupid trash rating. And I always said one ghost was for Chinese horror movies. I have seen many, many Chinese horror movies better than this. This gets 0 ghosts. No, well, it gets 1 ghost. 1 ghost out of 5. That's how bad this movie is. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy to watch. And this is just another terrible Korean horror movie to add to the pile of rubbish that's come out from Korea lately. You can join Gangnam Zombie and Alive. And there's so many bad titles, I can't even think of what they are. Thank you for watching this video. I've been the Artie Dans. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Press like if you did enjoy it. If you've seen this movie, leave a comment below to tell me what you thought of it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you think I'm completely wrong and I've completely missed the whole point of this film. And if you've got an opinion, please share it down below. Otherwise, I'll catch you in our next movie review. Thank you, and I'll see you later.